You ever walk into a store planning to buy just one thing, and then you walk out with a whole cart full, wondering what just happened? Well, the answer might be hiding in plain sight, right there on the price tags. Today, we're diving into the pretty wild world of psychological pricing and how a few simple numbers can totally change what you buy, why you buy it, and yeah, how you feel about it later.
It really all boils down to this one question that we've all felt, that tiny 1 cent difference between $19.99 and an even $20.00. It just feels like a much bigger gap, doesn't it? Well, that's not a bug in your brain, it's a feature. We love to think we're these super rational shoppers, weighing all the pros and cons, but the truth is, our buying decisions are constantly being nudged by these powerful subconscious biases.
Okay, so let's break down that 1 cent illusion. This is the oldest trick in the book and it has a name, charm pricing. It's basically the art of making a price feel, well, charming, like a deal you just can't pass up.
And you might wonder, is it really that common? Oh yeah. A huge study on advertised prices found that over 60% of them ended in the number 9. 60%. The number 5 came in a really distant second, and a round number like 0 was even rarer. So no, this is not a coincidence. It's a very deliberate strategy.
So what's the science here? It's something called the left digit effect. See, our brains are built for efficiency, which sometimes means they're a little lazy. When we see a price like 19.99 cents, our brain latches onto that first digit, the 1. And that number anchors our entire perception of the price. We subconsciously just kind of round down, and our brain processes it as $19 and change, which feels way, way cheaper than a price that starts with a 2.
But get this, here's a twist I bet you didn't see coming. One of the main theories is that charm pricing didn't even start as a psychological trick on us, the customers. It might have started as a way to stop employees from stealing. Think about it. If something costs 99 cents instead of $1, the cashier has to open the register to give you change, and bingo, that creates a record of the sale. It's actually a pretty genius piece of 19th century anti-theft tech.
Okay, so the 99 thing is just the tip of the iceberg. What our brain thinks is a good deal is way more complex. And believe it or not, sometimes putting something on sale can actually make us less likely to buy it. Weird, right?
So our brain is basically running two different calculations. For stuff we actually need, like milk or eggs, we focus on what's called acquisition value. Am I getting the thing I need for a good price? But for fun, impulse buys, like a candy bar at the checkout, we're all about transaction value, the simple joy of the purchase itself. And here's where it gets weird. A tiny, pointless discount on that candy bar can totally backfire. It makes our logical brain kick in and analyze the price, and that kills the spontaneous fun of the whole thing. We end up thinking, it's not even that good of a deal, and we put it back.
All right, get ready for a real head-scratcher. What if I told you that paying money up front could actually trick your brain into thinking you're getting better deals later, even if you're not? This, my friends, is the incredible psychology behind membership stores.
Check this out. A Harvard study asked people to guess the price of bulk items at Walmart, which has no membership fee, and at Costco, which does. Now, for the exact same items, people consistently estimated that the savings were bigger at Costco. That fee, that upfront cost, creates this powerful fees equals savings shortcut in our brains. We've paid to get in, so the deals must be better.
And this effect is so strong, it actually changes where we choose to shop. In another study, people were shown flyers for 2 different stores with pretty much the same products and prices. The only big difference? One store charged a fee. A whopping 73% of people said they'd rather shop at the store with the fee. The fee itself acts like a giant flashing sign that says good deals are in here. It's incredibly persuasive. So, these little psychological tricks, the charm pricing, the weird discounts, the membership fees, they don't just happen in a vacuum. When you scale them up, they fuel entire global industries. And there is no better, or maybe more worrying, example of this than fast fashion, an industry that has absolutely mastered the psychology of the good deal.
I mean, the whole business model is right there in the name. It uses ridiculously low prices and constantly changing trends to trigger our impulse for that transaction value, that thrill of the buy we talked about. The whole system is designed to make you feel like you constantly need something new. And hey, for that price, why not grab it?
But this constant cycle of buying new things, it comes at a cost, a truly staggering cost. Every single year, the fashion industry produces an estimated 92 million tons of textile waste.
And how much do we actually use these clothes? On average, an item of clothing is worn just 14 times. 14! Then it gets tossed.
And for some younger shoppers, if an item has been worn once or twice, it's already considered old.
So what are these clothes even made of? Well, here's a shocker. 69%, nearly 3/4 of all our textiles, are synthetics. They're derived directly from fossil fuels like crude oil. In a very real way, our cheap t-shirts are a form of plastic.
And look, this isn't some abstract problem that exists on a spreadsheet. It's real. Our collective hunt for a good deal has created literal mountains of discarded clothes in places like Chile's Atacama Desert. Tens of thousands of tons of unsold and thrown away clothing just gets dumped there, poisoning the ground.
Now, understanding all these tricks isn't about feeling guilty or bad about shopping. Not at all. It's about getting smarter. Once you can see the strings, you can decide for yourself whether or not you want them to be pulled. It's really just about taking back a little bit of control over our own decisions.
So really, here's what it all comes down to. Our brains are hardwired to take shortcuts. A price ending in .99 screams bargain. A membership fee signals exclusive savings. And entire industries have become experts at exploiting these mental shortcuts to get us to buy more. But the good news is, now you can see them too.
And that, of course, brings us to the final and most important question. The next time you're in a store and you see a price that seems almost too good to be true, you'll know exactly what's going on in your own head. And knowing the trick is the first step. What you do next? Well, that's up to you.